Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, grow hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Good morning, bacon sweet review. Ayah, kau ni. Number 8. Number 8. I have to Are you sure, Connie? Hello.
Hi.
We are here for
Morning.
the class. Morning.
Morning. You should be Hidayah. Koni.
Yeah.
Please take a seat.
Is it okay if I record?
Yeah, just
Okay.
don't take my face.
Oh, yeah, sure. No, we are not taking.
I usually also take photos, but usually of action shots.
Okay.
Yeah, so please go ahead. You need tripod? I think I have a tripod somewhere.
Oh, no. I just for fun only.
So yeah, since you're here, you can sign the waiver first, in case you cut off your fingers, which I don't think will happen if you follow the safety rules.
Today is 20.
You guys bring lunch?
Not really.
Not really. We're gonna get
Because
hungry.
raining, so we can't go really go
Okay, I
anywhere.
have some biscuits. Or you all can just call a Grab also.
Sure.
I'll give you the address you receipt. Thank you very much. Maybe since you guys are super early, thank you. So instead of the handle coming like this, which means that you have to hold like that. Ergonomically, this is better, right? Yeah. So maybe you can consider something like that instead.
Oh.
Okay. So these are just some ergonomic matters that you can consider. You can also do it. There's many designs okay, so for example, you can do a design like this, comes down. You can do a little bit of shape here as well. Okay, but the most important thing we need to know is what's the measurement you want and also the height. So you later take a piece of wood, you just dangle it next to you, the width that you like. More strength you need, right?
Yes.
So you need to have a balance. So this is where we want to figure out the design. Okay, if you do a center handle, you can make it very long. If you do it very long, you cannot have a handle like that because the wood will start to sag due to the weight. Okay, so there are many considerations that we will go through.
Okay. Is that the simple thing only?
Yeah, there's a lot of thought process.
Okay.
You can make a simple one, okay, but we want to make something that's ergonomic, strong, and can last. Okay, so that's something for you, yeah, to think about. Later when you do any kind of power tool use, you must use your safety glasses. Okay, that's a whenever you use power tools, most of the power tools are designed such that you use two hands to hold it. Okay, if you cannot see your fingers, put it in a place where you can see your fingers.
Session. Okay, first of all, what is wood? Wood is basically a natural product, grow naturally, and one of the oldest building materials or structural materials, you can call it. But it's very beautiful, versatile. You can use it to make a lot of things. Okay, you can actually use wood you extract a lot of other items from wood also, like dye stuff, some chemicals from wood. And the latest thing they are trying to do is to make wood as a food item. Because wood is carbohydrates, sugar and carbohydrates. So there is a company now researching on that. Not mean that they are resistant to fungus, they are resistant to marine borers. No, totally different. Marine borers are those insects, those crustaceans, those shellfish, they actually attack the wood. Okay, and some of the wood, because they contain silica minerals inside there, actually
This one very interesting. For a cat.
Cat so small.
For cat. The cat can squeeze in one.
This one so small.
Yeah, it's for the cat.
They don't want the cat go bigger inside the cat.
Yeah, it's for the cat.
Sure.
Yeah.
For cat. Is it for cat? Is it for cat or?
This is for a cat.
That's why you.
Okay, so we're going to start the class. I will send you notes. So a lot of it now is okay. Put the battery in. How you put the battery in is this. Push it, and then you will get a click sound. Okay, and then you can press the trigger. What you're holding right now is called the drill driver. As you can see over here, it's a drill driver. Looking at the name, you can separate it into two different functions. It drills holes and the drive screws. For the drilling hole function first, I'm going to introduce you to the tool. Can you all please pick it up? Okay, so the first tool that I'm going to introduce to you is the chuck, the first component. Okay, this is called the chuck. In front of you, you have a little tool. Okay, can you please pick up any of the drill bits? Anything that catches your fancy. Okay, what I would like you to do is, I would like you to put it in. How are you going to put it in is, this is my method. Okay, you can look facing the drill driver. If you turn to the right, you are closing the tap. I want you to imagine a water tap. If you're opening it means you're opening up the tap. Okay, so to put it in, you need to open it up, put the drill bit in, and to tighten it, you need to close the tap.
You should not wear black.
Okay, how tight should you make it? It should be really tight. Got it? Okay. Yes, it will not fit in nicely. The three little fingers, okay, the three little fingers, you have to tighten it, it will close. So when you open it up, the three fingers will open up. And that's where you can fit different size of drill bits into your drill driver. Okay, how tight should you make it? You should make it really tight because you don't want it to fall out while you're drilling. Okay, so right now directly I can see that it's a little bit off center. Okay, a good way to test it is if you press this, it should be spinning on the central axis. Okay, if it's wobbling left to right, it means that you're not on the central axis. Okay, you can tighten it now. Yes. Okay. Okay, can you please face it out, Hidayah? Connie, if you're right-handed, you can actually stand on this side, facing this side, so that you can drill on your right side. Okay, release it. To release it, you will use the same quick lever. Yep. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, in my hands, I have a mini F-cam. Okay, but it's the same concept. Every single F-cam that you buy has the same technique. Okay, same thing. You put the top onto the workpiece, and this time instead of a lever, you need to wiggle it. The reason why we're putting this is because you have additional yes. So but this one okay, so Hidayah, maybe you can use it over here. All of them work on a similar principle. One side is always fixed, the other side you need to wiggle. Okay? And then you have to shake it. Personally, I hate this pen, but it's supposed to be faster. Okay, but after using so many different types of clamps, I always recommend my favorite clamps. These are the cheap ones. Okay, you can use it for many practical applications. As you can see, I use it to my broken one. I use it to hold my masking tape.
So you said something about if we're right-handed or left-handed.
It's just a concept. The drill is straight. So it's better to just stand slightly back and then you can see whether it's kind of straight. Okay, the reason why you want this to be very straight obviously is because when you drill, when you put a screw in or you put a dowel, you do not want it to be sticking like that. Okay, and the deeper you go, even though it's a very slight tilt, it will become a very, very wide angle. Okay, so just put it right in front of you. I always suggest putting your left hand over to help push it down. As you can see, I am not putting any force at all. It's struggling to cut. But the moment I put my hand down, just a little bit does matter. Okay, do you need a mask? Anybody need a mask?
I do have an N95, just a standard. That's why you need N95.
Okay, MDF especially is very, very dusty and it's very toxic. So mask would be recommended for this exercise, yeah? Okay, so go ahead, just go nuts. Choose any drill bit that you want and just find a comfortable posture. down, yeah? Change to number 2. You are at the high top. There are 3 cutting tools that we'll be introducing to you today. Okay, the first one is a miter saw. Okay, a miter saw is actually a very handy cutting tool. It's really quick as well. Okay, very little setup time. Why do we use a miter saw? A miter saw generally we try to use because it's got a very minimal cutting area. Okay, we use it to cut shorter items. We do not cut like this. For something like that, we will use other tools. Okay, so this is excellent because why they call it a miter saw is because you can rotate it around on both sides, and not only that, you can actually bevel this left and right such that you can cut a very interesting compound. So you can make base. So this is not just one angle, it's one angle, 2 angles. So they call it a compound. Okay, so something like that can be done in like 5 minutes. Okay, very quickly. You just have to do the calculation. But there's a trick for it. Okay, so you can do a lot of interesting things, a clock, anything that you see fit with just one tool by itself. But because of course there's a limitation to the size, we can cut only a certain size. We cannot cut something like that. If you want to do something bigger, we will have to use the table saw. Okay, but this is a very good advanced tool. Okay, so I'm just going to do a demonstration of how to use this safely. Okay, this is one tool that you can cut off your fingers just like that. Okay, so practice caution. A little bit of twist, and then if you can move it, don't twist it any further, it will fall off. Okay, how do you use it? We use it to make markings like that. So assuming we want to take a measurement of let's say 15 cm. Okay, so what I will do, the really expensive ones and the really cheap ones over there, the yellow ones, which is $40 and this was $400, there's no difference. Okay, it's just maybe a little bit more power. It's got nice buttons instead of switches. Okay, but other than that, what makes a jigsaw good is actually the blades that you have. Okay, as you can see, this is a really expensive blade that we use, and I want you to compare it with the really cheap blade that comes free with the tool. Okay, I touch it, hold it, tell me what's the difference. I'll give you another one.
Is it more expensive the spinner and more fine when it comes to the teeth in it?
Okay. So
Which one is expensive?
the red one is the expensive one. So let me introduce you quickly to the different types of blades. Okay, so why this particular blade is so expensive, which is actually not very expensive. I buy 5 pieces for $25. Okay, so this one is like 20 cents. Okay, so if you take a look at this, can you notice that the teeth is facing one direction? Whereas a teeth like this is facing 2 directions.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we use a jigsaw, so usually cheap jigsaws, they don't have this mechanism, you have to use a tool. Okay, I'm just going to show you what happens when I cut with the cheap one. Okay, you get some level of tear out. Okay, this is actually pretty good. There are some really bad tear out. Okay, this is what we call a very bad tear out. Okay, first of all, it's because I'm cutting against the grain. Second of all, I okay, so this is okay. By doing something like this, you can give your blade enough space to maneuver. Can you see what I just did? I approached it from another angle. There is no limit to what you can do. Don't force yourself to just keep on following the line. It's impossible. Okay? with go for a circular saw. Okay, so this is a typical circular saw. This particular one here is called a track saw. Okay, this costs 4 times more expensive because it's got more power and it's very accurate as well. Okay, the difference between a circular saw. Uni, do you mind helping me to clamp this down? This. Bear in mind, some saws have the blade on the right side, some saws have the blade on the left side. So if I'm cutting with my left side blade facing the inside, what's going to happen is after you finish cutting, this will fall off. Or before you even finish cutting, it will force the last piece down, which means you'll tear out the piece. Okay, so if you're using a left side saw, it should always be facing outwards, so that once you finish cutting, it won't sit on the. Okay, so for circular saws, you need to cut from the rear. Can you see this thing here? It will engage the wood, it will lift up and it will expose the blade and it will cut. Okay. Okay, it's very simple, but this gives you a general understanding. Okay, even till today, I use this to make any project. It gives me, I'm a planner, so I need to have, and also I'm very forgetful, so I need to have something that can guide me along the entire project. But you do not need to make it so detailed. Along the way, you can make additions to your project. Okay, but this gives you an idea of how to start, so you won't get lost. Okay, so how does this work? As you can see, let's take a look at over here. This is the front. Okay, the front, as you notice, you do not see the plywood sides like this. So I put a dotted line to represent that there is a piece of wood hiding behind the front piece. Okay, see this line here? This means that there's a hidden base at the bottom. Okay, if you want to build one that is easy to make, you will put the base like this. This is very easy to make because you don't need to have so much accuracy, right? Because you can still trim this off. Okay, but you want it to be beautiful, you do not want to see the plywood edge, you hide it inside the box. Okay, now this is the front. Now let's take a look at the side. I'm going to flip it to the side. Now you can see the exposed plywood edges. That's why now it's a solid line. Okay, and I'm going to flip it to the top. This is the top. Okay, the crucial part is all these little joints here. Can you see? This piece joins this piece. This piece joins this piece, which means that this is inside of these two pieces, which means this line is very crucial. Okay, why do we have this? Is because you want to be, when you want to calculate, you won't be calculating this amount of wood to cut, you want to cut inside. So by illustrating all the requirements on the piece of paper, you can immediately use this to calculate the amount of wood that you need.
Okay.
Okay, is there any questions about this? Okay,
Because
Hole
you
like
declare
this.
how thick you want to use what.
But you still
Yeah.
get your.
Check whether you got super glue. If got super glue, very fast. No, cannot like that. You need to test out the super glue.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good